Attention. Color guard attention. Color guard advance. Color guard halt. Color guard post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in reciting the Girl Scout promise.
On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law.
Please join me in singing the Girl Scout law. I'll do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong,
And responsible for what I say and do. Respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. Girl Scouts!
Color guard dismissed. Girl Scouts dismissed.
Thank you, girls. Although they're young women now, it's hard to get over that. I would like to welcome Wendy Geyer, who is not Wendy Geyer, Wendy Colton. We have two Wendys in our group, and this is Wendy Colton. She is a representative of the Girl Scouts. She's going to tell you a little bit about the totem pole and also her acquaintance with Greggette.
Thank you, Susan. Hi, everybody. My name is Wendy Colton, and thank you so much for being here today. It is a lovely day. And I worked with Greggette. I was a volunteer manager in her neighborhood, and we worked together as a community with the troop, and I saw firsthand the difference that she made in the lives of the girls in our community, and she was the epitome of everything good about Girl Scouts, and she is still teaching me and all of us today about giving and about being strong. This totem pole, it was carved by an artist named Karen Livingston. She lives in Darrington, Washington. She is a lifetime Girl Scouts dedicated to our values and our 101 years of characters, of growing young women that are courageous and strong. And the totem pole depicts our 100-year anniversary, starting with our littlest girls, our Daisy Girl Scouts, going through the progression, all of the program levels, brownies, juniors, cadets, seniors, and ambassadors, all the way to volunteers at the top. Volunteers lead the way and make our program possible. So they're all represented here in this gorgeous piece of artwork. Greggette loved the outdoors. She loved totem poles, the Pacific Northwest, and she especially loved Camp River Ranch and sharing her love and her knowledge with her girls and with her family. So we are continuing her tradition of caring for and sharing that love. So Greggette will always be remembered for future generations for her contribution and for that love. So we are so honored today, and thank you again.
Thank you, Wendy.
You're welcome.
I also wanted to say a little bit about Greggette. Greggette and I first became acquainted when our girls were in junior Girl Scout troops, and so she had one troop, I had another troop. We certainly interacted at service unit meetings as well as service unit functions, campouts, that kind of thing. When our girls entered 7th grade and became cadets, that's typically an age where some of the girls kind of leave scouting, and so I and Greggette combined troops to make one troop, and I became the troop leader. And Greggette became the most wonderful support person to that troop that you can imagine. If I needed someone to drive, then she would volunteer to drive, or volunteer Dwight to drive. If I needed someone to accompany us on a trip, she was willing to do that. She was willing to come and share her knowledge of the outdoors with us. When we needed an additional cookie mom, or now it's our cookie support person, she volunteered and was the cookie support person for my troop for 5 years after that. I always knew that if I needed help, I could depend on her to be there to help us. In addition to that, Greggette also was very free and willing with her time when it came to the service unit. One year we did not have a service unit manager, and so she stepped up and volunteered to be an assistant or a co-service unit manager. And anyone who knows the Girl Scouts knows how much work there is when you're service unit manager, because you have a number of troops and getting new leaders recruited and girls placed and all the paperwork that needs to be filled out. That is a huge responsibility, and she did that with pleasure and good nature. After that, she became the registrar for our service unit, which meant that she was responsible for all of the registrations for all of the girls in our service unit for a number of years. And that also very time-consuming job, very detail-oriented job. And we always knew that if Greggette was in charge of it, it was going to be well done. It was going to be taken care of. The details were going to be there. Everything was going to be handled. That's an amazing strength for a Girl Scout volunteer. It's certainly what we want Girl Scout volunteers to be. The one thing that I have failed to mention is how my troop bonded with the guys, because it was their house that they would have parties at. It was their house that was always open if they wanted to have a sleepover. And I think it shows that love that they had for Greggette and Darylyn with the number of them that are here. These girls are now 21, 22 years old, and they came back to make sure that they were here at this service to pay honor and tribute to Greggette. And I think that reflects very highly on her, probably more than anything that I can say. So thank you, girls, young ladies, for being here, and I'm sure that Dwight and Darylyn both appreciate that as well. At this time, is there anybody else who would like to share some of their thoughts or remembrances of Greggette? Okay, then I will take this opportunity to turn the speaker, the lawn, over to Dwight.
I appreciate everybody being here today. So as Susan said, Greggette loved Girl Scouts. There's a slideshow playing on a TV under the pavilion, and if you watch it for any length of time, you'll see her in Girl Scout uniforms. There's one of her with a brownie, a cadet, and a junior, I think. I'm not as familiar with the ranks. I am familiar with the time commitment that's involved, quite a bit. And so as Darylyn was born, she talked about her joining Girl Scouts as she got older, because she liked the organization and appreciated what you got out of it and what it helped girls do. And so Darylyn actually got herself into Girl Scouts, found her own troop, which was hard to do at the time because there was a backlog, a waiting list. So that was an interesting story too. But so she joined Girl Scouts, and Greggette and I became parents of Girl Scout. And so we had the time commitment, and as Susan said, she did the service unit manager, the troop leader, all the outings. Yeah, there were quite a few. There's also the day camp in the summer, which Darylyn, as she got older, partook of also quite a bit. Greggette loved the outdoors. She was into hiking, snowshoeing, enjoyed going out, and we did a lot of traveling and camping to more rustic areas, which suited her, our taste for the outdoors and scenic areas and those kind of things. She also was into arts and crafts, And I know that she would have appreciated the craftsmanship that Karen did in creating the totem pole. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, as they described it to you and stuff, it's actually really well done. And that was something she would have appreciated a lot. It's been almost a year, so we still miss her. We always will. I guess that's about it. Daryl? So Daryl and I are going to unveil the plaques. So there's two plaques. There's one for the artist, and then there's one for our contribution. Oh, that was it. I wanted to thank the Girl Scouts for letting us contribute to this work of art and helping it be installed here. So we're just going to remove this. So the top one is for the artist, and then the bottom one is for Greggette and our contribution. Again, thank you everybody for coming.
Hey Dwight, sorry, can you read for us what it says on that? I'm sorry.
You want both of them?
Just as a gift, you could just read for what it says, yeah.
Okay, so the top one for the artist is the totem pole carved and donated by Karen Livingston, artist, Girl Scout Extraordinaire, August 2012. And then the one for Greggette is general support for the totem pole installation provided in loving memory of Greggette Guy, November 6, 1960 to March 11, 2012, a Girl Scout in her youth and a friend to Girl Scouting always.
So thank you for reading that, Dwight. I think it makes it very appropriate that one of our closing songs is going to be Make New Friends, because that certainly is referenced in the plaque, and it's one that Darylyn said was one of her mom's favorite Girl Scout songs, and it's certainly a classic Girl Scout song that you learn when you're a little tiny brownie and you continue to sing it the whole way through, even as adults. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. A circle is round, it has no end. That's how long I want to be your friend.
Dwight, thank you on behalf of Girl Scouts of Western Washington for letting us be a part of this time in your life and Darylyn's time. We appreciate your help with the totem and the installation very much. Thank you so much.
And the last thing that we are going to do is we are going to do daytime taps. And at the end of that, the Girl Scouts have provided, well, we didn't bring the cookies out yet because this is Camp River Ranch, and we know that there are crows and little field chipmunks who would be more than happy to help themselves to them. So we'll go in and we'll get the Girl Scout cookies to share with you, as well as there's hot water for tea or hot cider. So please, Dwight has a wonderful slideshow that he has underneath the pavilion as well, about Greggette's life and her love of Girl Scouting. So it's an opportunity for you to look at that as well as visit. So please join us after we finish up the dedication. So for those of you who know daytime taps, please join in with me. Thanks and praise for our days. Neath the sun, neath the stars, neath the sky. As we go, this we know, God is nigh. Thank you.